Today we're going to be making 100% fresh milled flour sourdough. With the classic, you can just pour your grain right in before you start milling. For fine flour, you'll want a fast motor speed and a slow feed rate. The easiest way to get the perfect amount of flour for what you need for your recipe is weighing your grains right before you mill them. So I weighed my grains on my scale, about 1,200 grams of hard white wheat, and then I put it in my grain mill, and that is exactly what I get into my hopper is 1,200 grams of flour. So I know that when I put this in my sourdough, I'm gonna have the perfect amount of flour. Now we have our artiste and our large kitchen scale. So we will put our artiste on top of the kitchen scale and tare it to 0. We want it on grams. Then take your starter and we want to measure out 204 grams of active sourdough starter. We'll add our water. You want this around like 70 to 72 degrees. You want it room temperature filtered water. And this is 876 grams of water. Take my dough whisk from my sourdough kit and I'm just gonna whisk it around. Get that starter and water mixture really nice and combined. Place it right back onto our artiste mixer. So now that we have our water and our sourdough starter mixture, we're going to add our fresh milled flour. Again, this is 1,200 grams of fresh milled flour, hard white wheat, and I'm also gonna put my dough hook on right now. This is the stainless steel dough hook. I'll just start putting that in there. There we go. We'll put the lid on just to make sure we don't have flour go anywhere. Mix it on about speed 2 at first. I just mixed it till there was no dry flour left, and now we're gonna let it sit here and autolyze for about an hour. This helps for the fresh milled flour to be able to soak up all that moisture and really hydrate. Autolyzing also helps improve elasticity and overall just makes your dough better. Okay, we'll see you in an hour. Okay, so it's been about an hour, so we're gonna check on our dough. As you can tell, my lid's like super moist, which is a good sign. It means our dough is soaking up that water really nicely. Adding the salt slows down your fermentation process, so delaying adding the salt allows for your dough to be able to kickstart its bulk proofing process, which means you don't have to do as long of a bulk proof. We're gonna add in about 32 grams of salt. So I'm gonna take my scale, tare it once again, get the 32 grams. Now we're just gonna knead it for a couple of minutes. So this dough actually looks gorgeous. It's super stretchy and it's not sticky, as you can tell. Couldn't be more perfect dough. Look at that. And we're gonna place this into a different bowl. My hand's a little bit wet just to help with our stretch and folds. I'm only gonna do one set of stretch and folds just to kind of bring it together, and then we'll start our bulk proof. But check that out, that is gorgeous. And that is with only a few minutes of kneading. No need to do 5 sets of stretch and folds. We can just jump right to the bulk proof process. So we're gonna put the shower cap over top, and we're gonna just let this sit on the countertop for about just a couple of hours. We're gonna come back and check it, see where it's at about each hour, just to make sure we get the bulk proof time right. We'll see you in a few hours. Okay, so it's been about 3 hours of bulk proofing our sourdough. So let's see how it did. So a good test to see if it's proofed correctly is if it's got a good jiggle. If you push your finger in and it indents and it comes back quickly, you're not quite ready yet. But if it comes back slowly, then you're perfectly proofed. And if it doesn't come back at all, then it's overproofed and you'll want to bake it right away. You can also tell if it's not sticky and if it pulls away easily from the sides of the bowl. So we are gonna go ahead and just dump this out onto our NutriMill dough mat. One thing to keep in mind with fresh milled flour sourdough is that it proofs a lot quicker than regular sourdough. So you just want to be very careful and watch it. So now we're gonna just take this, we'll cut it in half with our bench scraper from our sourdough kit. Just kind of guess. You're welcome to weigh it if you would like. but I think I'm just gonna guess today. So we're gonna kind of make a little rectangle shape. And then I'm gonna bring in this side and this side on top. And then roll it up. And then we'll do kind of a candy cane shape with our hands. So you go up and then curve around and pull down. It creates that tension on the surface of the dough. You don't want to do it too much, otherwise it will rip on the top, and we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to repeat that same exact process. And if you do want to add inclusions to your sourdough, now is the time. Today I will just be keeping it pretty simple. Now that I have my loaf shaped, I'm gonna put flour in my Banneton basket. Another good thing to put in this is rice flour, and you can just mill that in your grain mill. I'm just gonna take this and you put it in seam side up. Okay, so now that we have the loaves in the Banneton baskets, we're gonna put some shower caps right on top to cover them up and keep them moist. That way they don't create a hard shell while they are doing their cold proof. You can put them in the fridge for up to 24 hours. We'll be just putting it in the fridge overnight, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll bake them. So we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so it is day 2. We are back this morning. We have our Dutch ovens preheating in the oven to 500 degrees. So we're gonna go ahead and score our sourdough, take our plastic wrap off. And they look perfect. And then I'll set those aside. We're gonna take our bread slings and we're gonna put them on top like this and flip it over. Come out super nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna score our sourdough. I'm gonna put a little bit more flour. We'll do one big score, an 1/8 to 1/4 inch deep, and then a little wheat stalk. And then we'll do the same thing with the next one. And I'm using the bread lame from our sourdough kit. It is my favorite to use when I'm scoring my sourdough. And there you have it. We've got both of our loaves ready to go into the oven. Okay, so I'm gonna get my Dutch ovens out from the preheated oven and bring them over to my sourdough. And now we can just take our bread slings and drop them right in. One thing I like to do is put 2 ice cubes into each one. Just put those lids right back on. I also like to put baking sheets at the bottom beneath so it prevents it from burning the bottom of our dough. Okay, so I also turned down the oven to 450 and we'll keep it at 450 for 30 minutes. Come back, remove the lid, and we'll turn it down to 400 and bake that for another 25 minutes. This is my favorite part. We are now gonna take the lids off. It's been about 30 minutes. We're gonna see how they are looking. Okay, and now we just let those bake for 25 minutes. So it has been 25 minutes and it's time to take them out. We're just gonna bring them over here. These look beautiful. Okay, and now we just grab onto our bread sling and place them onto our cooling rack. And there you have it. We have our fresh milled flour sourdough bread. It turned out beautiful and smells so delicious. If you want to start your sourdough journey and you're not sure exactly where to start, we have so many bundles available on our NutriMill website where you can get everything you need to get started.